systematically things have shifted in the dance world since I've been a dancer. I learned from OGs, like most of them being over 45 when I learned from them. So their approach and perspective on dance is that they learned in the club. When you learn in the club, it's a sensational-based learning system. It's a visual-based learning system. You learn because of how does it feel in my body, and you learn because of I see them doing it, and now I'm going to do it. When you learn specifically in a studio, and there's no value judgment on this, it's just a societal shift that has happened, right? Is that we've started learning in a mirror, and we've started learning from a teacher. When you learn from a teacher, that's an external standard for what the dance should look like, right? When you learn in the club, you are your standard, right? And that's what I try to always bring it back to, is that you are the standard for how the dance should look. And so I think it's a natural progression that has moved the dance community into this direction. I really want to articulate, I don't really have value judgment on it, other than like, oh, you're missing out, right? So there's some really amazing things about learning sensation-based dance, right? In the club. Think about the setup of a club. You're going to a club, you're going to be there for 5 hours, right? Not for 1 hour, right? So you're going to be there for 5 hours, and there's no ulterior motives. There's no video at the end. There's no, I made it into the choreographer's group, right? Like, there's no ulterior motive. You're just doing it for that sake of like, it feels good. And so I advocate, again, for finding dance in sensation, in your own body, and asking yourself the question of how do I want to move? When I teach a class, I try to always, if I'm like getting a little too heady or having like I always make them do 2 passes of play, right? Because I want people to always come back to that feeling of dancing that you had before you knew how to dance. Oftentimes as dancers, once we start getting good, the goal becomes to be good, right? I want to dance so that I can get better. That's an ulterior motive. I want to dance so that I can make a concept video, Like I want to dance for the stage, for the applause, right? Like there's ulterior motives. I want to dance for the battle, right? Even that is an ulterior motive. Like I want to dance to win. So all of my OGs who I learned from, it's just like a societal, systematic change that has happened in the dance world. And I think it gives me a lot more compassion for them, for their frustration sometimes. I mean, we all know that OGs get salty, right? I mean, it's just how it is. But a lot of it's not their fault. Like the whole world has shifted so much away from the club. And like Don Campbell talks about like 5 nights a week when he was like learning. He was 5 nights a week in the club, and not like our version of in the club 5 nights a week where you're the weird guy in the corner, right? Like it was everyone went to the club 5 nights a week. So systematically a lot of shit has shifted. Well, then isn't that like if you see a problem, then find the solution, right? That's what Digs Deeper is, right? Like we saw a problem in the freestyle community. The freestylers have no place to go, right? Even the club became competition. Like the club became like, oh, I hope there's an agent looking there so they can book me for something. Like it became an ulterior motive. And dance, when it's got any ulterior motive, like loses its power sometimes. Right. And so, like, she saw the problem, she found the solution. So you see the problem, kids' night, right? As an outsider, what I would love to see in communities, and I've been traveling kind of more southwest, so Colorado, Utah, and this is my 2nd time to Arizona in the last 2 years, so like kind of here. But what I've seen from these communities is that there's a disempowerment. And I want to see like my community specifically in Colorado like become more empowerment. And I see some of that here too. Like you see a problem, like find the solution because we can do it. Like how much is it to like start a night at the rec, charge kids like $3 a head, you can pay for the rental at any local rec center. They're starving for some money anyways, right? So that's for your under 21ers,